My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my list of my favorite episodes from The Batman. And this video will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But let's just get into it with the 10th best episode. And this one is apparently a hot take, but I loved Attack of the Terrible Trio. Taking the plot we have seen with Man-Bat and using it in a very different manner just made it feel fresh and new. I like watching these kids become a fox, a shark, and a vulture. I thought that was a very creative plot. And on top of that, how they're trying to get out of the DNA testing by poisoning everyone at the end. That was great. And then to top it all off, everything goes wrong and the main dude becomes this terrible evil hybrid of all these different animals. Just excellent stuff. It's unnerving, it's a bit creepy. You've got yourself a great college setting, and Batgirl's really able to stand out in this episode. So yeah, I enjoyed this one a lot. The ninth best episode is Seconds. Now, to be fair, the way this guy develops his powers is completely out of the realm of possibility. Like, it's too far-fetched even for this show, but he's a really compelling character. He has a level of depth and he's just filled with regret, and I love watching his abilities come into play. How he's able to go through the same scenario time and time again until he eventually masters it, and how Batman's eventually able to overcome it. Like, it's just a very unique episode. I thought Francis was a well-written character, and you really feel the stakes at the end. You feel like anything could happen. So, I loved this episode. That's why it's my ninth favorite. My eighth favorite is Strange Minds, which has a very similar plot to the movie The Cell, but you've got Batman and Yen inside of Joker's mind, and it's every bit as unnerving, as funny, as wacky, and as out there as you would expect it to be. It's just a bonkers, just an insane storyline, and I loved seeing it play out. There's some really disturbing moments. I love the way Batman's able to win the day at the end. It's all very well done, and it's and shows the partnership between Alan Yin and Bruce incredibly well. So that's why it's my eighth favorite. My seventh favorite is White Heat. Now, we've seen plenty of Firefly leading up into this episode, but he has never been as compelling as he is here. Watching him turn into forsus is both tragic and a great body horror. Well, this guy's just not able to touch anything. He's becoming too powerful for his own good, and he starts to lose any bit of humanity he might have. And in order to humanize him, they give him a love interest in Blaze, who's losing the man she loves, and there's some real emotion there. So, yeah. And you just feel helpless because you're like, how are they going to beat this guy? And they eventually do, but it's a very tense episode, so that's why it's one of my favorites. My sixth favorite episode is The Laughing Bat, and this is just a very funny episode. The fact that Joker's arresting people for dumb crimes is hilarious. Oh, somebody's jaywalking. Oh, somebody brought too many items to the checkout. It's just comedy gold, but on top of that, Batman losing his sanity is a great ticking time bomb that gets you engaged, and it's able to be every bit as tense as it is funny, so I enjoyed this episode. My fifth favorite episode is the Everywh Man, and I like the fact that this guy is an original villain, and he's just so interesting. The abilities are very unique. There's a great psychological element where there's all these different versions of him. There's some fun twists and turns, and the way Batman ends up outsmarting him at the end is just brilliant. I just thought this was a really terrifically done episode with a great new villain, so that's why it's my fifth favorite. My fourth favorite is the Breakout. Now, Black Mask is just portrayed perfectly here. He's a very menacing, evil villain, and he's brought to life so perfectly. I also like the addition of number one, who could have been a forgettable side character, but he stands out in his own way as well. And the entire premise of Batman being captured, the police being knocked out, and it's up to Robin and Batgirl to save the day, it's just a really great, thrilling, and fun premise. I love the dynamic between Batgirl and Robin and the jokes they make to each other. It's just an excellent episode in every way, so that's why it's one of my favorites. Then you've got the Clayface of Tragedy. I can't say that properly, but the season 1 finale. This is the first hint of greatness within this show. Ethan Bennett's Fall from Grace is just so well done, and I love how he just starts to lose himself physically and psychologically. I thought it was a very effective episode with some nice body horror. I also like how we see Ellen Lynn and Batman start their partnership at the end of it, and I like the unique take on Clayface. It's just brought to life so incredibly well, how he shapeshifts, how he does this and that. Great episode all around. That's why it's my third favorite. My second favorite is the Batman forsus Dracula. And this might be cheating because it's a movie, but I feel like I have to include it. It's just a really great story. Watching Batman fight against Dracula, like, who thought we would ever see that? And it's just so damn exciting at the same time. I like the mystery. I like how people start to turn into vampires. It's surprisingly really bloody with Joker at the bloodbath. So many great elements, but then the last act is thrilling as he's trying to possess Vicky Vale with the soul of his dead wife. And then the chase throughout the catacombs, and then Batman destroying Dracula, being like, I am Batman. And then you are dust, and punching him out. Great, love it. I know it's kinda of a cheat, so say what you will, but it had to be on this list. But my favorite episode is Strange New World, where you get the creepy zombie element that this episode showcases, but it's also a very smart twist. It keeps you on edge, you feel hopeless, but then at the end, they pull the rug out from underneath and it's not what you think it is. It's just a very well done, interesting episode. Hugo Strange has never been as compelling as he is here. It shows you what kind of mastermind he is. This episode just fully delivers for me. It's the smartest, most effective episode of the bunch, so that's why it's my favorite. But what's your favorite episodes of The Batman? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin, out.